When I was 15, I had a very specific idea of what my 20s would look like. And now that I recently turned 30 and I have lived through my 20s, I can actually compare how it actually went to the way I thought it would go. Spoiler alert, it didn't go to plan. I thought I was going to go to university, study some sort of science subject, get my bachelor's, master's, PhD, all before the age of 25, and I was going to meet someone, fall in love, get married after finishing my PhD, have a successful career in science, and have my first kid before the age of 30. So let's break down how things actually went. So I thought I was going to study science at university. Well, I did. I went to university to study physics and I got my undergraduate master's degree, which is like slightly different to a typical master's degree, but it's a master's degree. I did not finish my PhD by the age of 25. I actually started my PhD when I was 24 because I had to take 2 years off between my master's and my PhD. I was supposed to finish my PhD when I was 28, and although my work contract finished, I hadn't finished writing my thesis. Now it's been 6 years since I started my PhD and I am still not finished. My thesis is so almost done, but every time I try to work on it, I kind of have a breakdown, so I can't work on it, and I'm trying to figure out how I can work on it without having a breakdown. I'm in therapy. And after my PhD, I thought I would go and have some very successful, well paid career in the forefront of science research, doing God knows what. And obviously, since I haven't finished my PhD, that hasn't happened. And I'm honestly just kind of tired and burnt out. I don't think I want to pursue a career in science anymore. To be honest, I have no idea what I want. So it's not completely off the table, but we'll see. And right now, since I am trying to finish my thesis but struggling with that and having therapy, I'm kind of not working. I don't have a job. And that doesn't feel great, but it also is what it is. And it's not going to be this way forever. So I'm trying to not let that get me down. Well, I did fall in love in my 20s. I met my now husband when I was 24 online on OkCupid. I was in Slovenia, he was in Austria, and we were in a long distance relationship for about 2.5 years. After my work contract in Slovenia ended, I moved to Austria to live with him while I finished my thesis, and we got married when I was 28. As a teenager, I always wanted the very typical wedding, going shopping for the white wedding dress, having friends and family there. But in the end, we had a very small wedding. It was just my parents, and his brother and his brother's then girlfriend, now wife. I just wore what was actually a casual summer dress from Linen Naive, and we got married in December of 2023. And the best thing about this day, apart from the fact that we got married, of course, is that it snowed. It snowed so much, and if you know me, you know that I love snow. And that is just something you cannot plan. So honestly, it just made the whole day perfect. So even though it wasn't the wedding I dreamed of when I was younger, I wouldn't change it for anything. As for having my first kid before the age of 30, yeah, no. Now I'm 30 and I still want to have a kid one day, but I also want to be mentally, physically, financially ready, and right now I am none of those things. As a teenager, my mental health wasn't even on my radar. Like, it wasn't even a thought I had. I didn't even consider that it could be something I might struggle with one day. Because I didn't start struggling with my mental health until I went off to university, and I really struggled at university. I really struggled with concentrating, with doing my work on time. I survived by waiting till the last minute to do everything when that pressure of the deadline would kick in and then suddenly I could focus. And struggling with doing your work, with focusing, yeah, that makes you anxious, it makes you depressed, and it is something I have struggled with since. I've tried antidepressants, I've tried cognitive behavioral therapy. Now the therapy I'm trying is called existential analysis, but more specific than that, I have since been diagnosed with autism and ADHD. First, it was autism, but it didn't feel like that explained all my problems. So then I pursued the ADHD diagnosis, and now I am just about to start trying ADHD medication. And hopefully, even if it doesn't fix everything, it might help. I could go far more into the whole autism ADHD stuff, but that really deserves its own video, I think. So if that's something you want me to talk about, I can do that. When I was 15, I thought what would make me happy was moving regularly, moving to different countries, experiencing different cultures. And while in theory that sounds lovely, in practice, moving is exhausting. Getting settled in a new country is exhausting, meeting new people is exhausting, and I am just done. I might have to move once more within Austria, but that's it. Although I don't think 15-year-old me ever thought I would live in Austria, and Austria is a country that 15-year-old me definitely loved because I loved snow and I loved skiing, and she never thought this would happen. I mean, she didn't even consider it as a possibility. And I think if I could tell her now that I live in Austria, she'd be pretty happy. 15-year-old me also thought I'd be happy living in an apartment. I thought I would have, you know, a minimalist lifestyle so that moving would be easy. I would just move from apartment to apartment, and that was all I needed. And boy, has that changed. I want a house now. I want a garden, and I want to make it a home and live there as long as I can until the day I die or until I have to move out for my health, whichever comes first. But yeah, I don't want to live in a flat for the rest of my life. So yeah, overall, I just thought I was going to be this organized, put together, successful scientist who was career driven, and I have just turned out to be like the complete opposite. I am the opposite of career driven. I honestly don't really care about my career. I'm not ambitious in that regard. Instead, what I crave more than anything is a quiet, simple, slow life. My dreams have changed from wanting to be at the forefront of scientific research to wanting to make a garden where I could grow my own food, where I could plant native plants that boost the local ecosystem. I want to have a pond because when you have a pond, there is so much life drawn to the water. And I want ducks. I really want ducks. Specifically runner ducks because they lay a lot of eggs and they are also great pest control, which is perfect for growing my own food. I think the biggest message to take away is that you just can't plan life. It doesn't work. For one thing, you just don't know what life is going to throw at you. Things can happen that you did not account for. And the other thing is that what you want, the things you've put in your plan, can change because you as a person change and grow. And it can be hard to see that life maybe didn't go exactly the way you wanted, and it can be really easy to get caught up in some negative thoughts about that. But it's also okay because any plan you made for your life, that was self-imposed. In reality, life does not need a plan, it does not need a purpose. You are not here for any reason. So just go and live and enjoy it. That's kind of the point where I've come to in my life. My number one purpose, my number one goal, my number one plan is just to be happy. And it's easier said than done to put happiness at the focal point of your life, but it is what I am trying to base my decisions on going forward. And I'm starting to ramble now because I'm not really sure how to round off this video. Let me know about your life. Did you have a plan? Did things go to plan? Share your experience, not just for me to read, but for others who have come here to watch this. They could also read. And we can all see that we're all just human beings trying to figure things out and not really having any clue what we're doing. And as usual, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to hang around for some more videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.